You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Blake Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime.
Last Man In, episode 113. Lots to talk about on today's podcast, but not really.
I was going to say we're 1,000. What's 1,337 minus 113?
I don't know.
That many episodes away from lead. Lead!
Yeah, no.
What does that mean?
It's a stupid
What does
internet.
lit mean?
1,220.
Like something's
Just,
lit?
Like, yeah. Like,
L-I-T?
It's lit, fam. Like, what is...
I don't know. I'm not
Like-
16.
Like dope.
I don't use
I know,
those
it's
Same
words.
as saying like
That's what I was doing at work today. I was trying to think of all the
it's dope or
stupid
it's,
words.
It's cool.
We
Didn't
need
you
another-
have somebody explain that to you?
Well, yeah, but there's new words. They weren't using those words. Now we need a re-up. I need
now
a
there's more.
There's a lot
It's
more.
like when people say it's boss.
The fuck? Who said
Yeah,
it's
no,
boss?
that's
Back
so
in the
boss
day,
or,
that's old.
Or, God.
That's like junior high days
I'm trying to
for
think
me.
of like... even,
Dope
like,
was the one we used.
sick. No, our
Sick.
generation brought in sick.
Sick.
That was us.
That was...
I'm sure it wasn't.
No.
But
Probably not.
But the generation after us was the first ones to use lit and fam in a sentence. They just sound...
YOLO.
Yeah.
I feel bad for future
Their grammar's
people.
all, or like season is now spelled SZN.
Wow.
Yeah, I learned that today actually.
What?
Like season, it's like, oh, it's the 10th season.
Cam, are you American?
You would spell SZN. No?
I got a good one for you.
And
Z.
it's Z.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M,
It's
N,
Z.
P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Who are you voting for? Clinton or Trump? You fucking American piece of
Clint,
shit.
clearly.
Guess what? Neither. I'm starting
Clinton.
I'm starting
I meant
my
Trump.
no. I'm starting my own country in the currency of shroot bucks.
Shroot bucks? Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I thought of it in the shower. I'm like, you know what? If the world goes to hell, that's what I'm doing.
So, topics for today's show, other than Cam being a communist.
Whoa.
I'm
Yeah.
cheering for Trump. I don't think I'd be a communist.
Communism.
Okay, do you know, you sure? Have you watched anything? Actually, if we're on it right now, I just want to get it out. I'll tweet a clip, or I'll tweet a video from my account, or I'll retweet it. Trump, during the debates, interrupted Hillary Trump, wow.
Hillary Trump.
Interrupted Hillary Clinton 28 times.
Perfect.
28 times!
That's fine.
You're not going
And he still lost.
Yeah, she got smacked.
Arguably. I don't know.
Did you guys see the SNL skit of the presidential debate?
No.
With Alec Baldwin and I don't
Oh,
know.
that was that. Oh, and that lady.
Yeah.
Banks. Or
I don't know.
Elizabeth Banks.
It
I
wasn't
think?
Elizabeth Banks. I don't think so, at least.
The girl who's in Ghostbusters.
Oh, Kate
That
McKinnon?
one? That one, yeah.
Okay,
She's
so she
attractive.
was
I find her super.
not as Hillary Clinton, she's not.
No?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
I think that's the
Pretty
point,
sure.
though.
Yeah. Nonetheless, you gotta tweet that out, because that is probably...
I won't be able to.
Why?
SNL owns all their rights on the internet.
So you can't tweet it out?
They won't. No, every link goes down. I'm telling you. I'll try.
It's on SNL's YouTube page.
Oh, they did it on YouTube.
They uploaded it to YouTube.
Well, back in my day, SNL wouldn't upload videos on YouTube.
They realize it's an extra revenue stream. Because, they need more money.
And
I'm
they
gonna be a
realize
YouTube-
people get it. Well, people
guys
are going to get it anyways.
If
so-
anyone
seriously.
becomes a YouTube
And it's
hero,
not geo-locked at the moment.
Nice.
if anyone
Like some of the goddamn TSN sports stories that are geo
can you not? I know, right?
What?
Come on.
There's like a Jets season preview. It's like, oh, you're in Canada. You can't read it. I'm like,
It says it's Canada.
It's
Game
about
team 3 of 7, you
it's
dick.
about a Canadian team.
Nonetheless, things
Let's
to talk
trouble.
about on this show. Canada wins the World Cup.
Wow, no surprise.
Shocker.
Jets impressed so far in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And other just preseason tidbits. And our favorite defenseman, NHL defenseman, did a thing yesterday.
Goddamn right he
Useless
did a thing.
TOS.
So
Goddamn right he did a thing.
before we move
Best
into...
for last, we'll
before
save
we...
it.
No,
He's not even
no.
waiting for the season to do something stupid.
It
We're
doesn't
gonna,
matter.
We're going to talk about it right now.
'Kay.
Because we might as well.
Deal.
Radko Gudas destroyed Jimmy Vesey and said, "Welcome to the NHL. You punk kid, you should have played on Toronto."
That's actually word for word. You read his lips as he's
It's
skating.
exactly-
He's like, "Welcome to the NHL, you pumpkin. You should have signed in Toronto." Hit happens.
That's exactly what happened.
Jimmy Vesey's coming down left wing. Went to go stop, hit the brakes, hold up, and spin. But he didn't realize how elite of a defenseman Radko Gudas is and how fast he was. And
or
Radko,
how fat he was and how he couldn't
he's not
fucking
fat.
stop.
He's just jacked. He could have held up a little
not
bit.
jacked.
He still would have hit him. He's jacked.
I think Radko Gudas's face weighs more than Jimmy Vesey.
I can't tell if he's pig-faced or dog-faced or half in between each.
Man Bear Pig.
He's Man Bear Pig.
He is.
Man Bear Pig of the NHL.
He's a hideous human being. Like
I won't disagree on the looks.
And a
part.
hideous defenseman.
looks and
He's a-
playing.
Okay, I'll agree with you on looks. Playing wise, that's the kind of D-man I want. And
Well,
the fact
he
that
is-
he didn't get suspended for it, I was like, the moment I saw it, he got 5 in a game, like, off the hop, and I'm like, oh, here's
It's preseason. It's preseason. They don't even have video review. Anything goes. You can do whatever you want.
Except for Nicholas Jarmelson, who got a
That's
2-game
true.
That guy's
suspension.
in the- oh,
He
yeah.
got a one game suspension.
That is true.
So so Canada won the World Cup. Did anyone not see this coming?
No, but I was kind of ticked off that they won it in 2 games. I wanted to see a third game.
Did you really?
I was
was
walking
the most
home
boring
from the Jets
hockey
game.
ever.
I wanted to see overtime, or I just wanted to see a game on Saturday. I didn't get to see it.
Instead, Brad Marchand scored the game-winning goal and World
Fresh
Cup
off that
winning
new
goal.
contract.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, are we going to lead it to the
I
contract?
don't
Okay,
know.
what thoughts on World Cup? It was made so that Canada or U.S. or Russia would win it. I don't...
It was very
It was-
clearly set up that the final would be one of 4 teams. USA, Canada, Russia, or Sweden. Except for the fact that old Gary Bettman didn't take into account that USA had a terrible team and that Team Europe just played the most boring hockey you'll ever see.
Yeah, and they deleted Team North America Humbe out of our lives too soon.
That's all their fault.
Rest
There
in
should have been a
peace.
crossover, and North America should have played Europe, and then they should have,
Well, then, but Europe would have just surprised them with the first 2 games, right?
No,
guys?
they wouldn't have. It's called speed kills.
You know what? For a little bit there, it looked like they were going to maybe win a game.
Against Canada?
Maybe. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
close.
I was at the Jets game
Canada
and I'm like, they were
literally-
doing the updates. They're like, you're up, still up, 1-0, and I'm like, oh my god, guys, is it gonna happen? Am I gonna get to see a game on
Perhaps
Saturday?
even more surprising, I was in America when this was going on, and I was in a pub or in a restaurant, in a bar, a sports bar, and they actually had the World Cup on TV.
Shut
it's
up.
on ESPN.
On ESPN.
It's easier to get ESPN
Okay,
than it is
hold
to
on.
get NBCSN
Also-
in a bar.
In same said restaurant on Thursday, they had the Jets game on.
Okay, taking Bix, where was he? You get one guess.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Fuck, that was my guess too. Damn it!
I knew it.
Now we're gonna
Where?
guess what he got. Mall of America.
Nope.
Ooh.
I don't know my
Bloomington.
Nope.
I don't know my Buffalo Wild Wing. in
Fargo. It was in Fargo.
Oh, okay.
Which-
What'd you get? Did you get the Killers again?
You know, we went twice because it's just too good not to go. First night we kind of split. They have cheesesteak nachos.
Cheese steak nachos.
Yeah. So we got that plus deep fried pickles plus an order of honey mustard bourbon hot barbecue wings.
Oh shit.
And then I feel
I
like
shouldn't have asked. I'm hungry.
I've never had just their wings, and I feel like Buffalo Wild Wings I should indulge just once.
You've
so
had their buffalo. Oh no, you've had boneless.
so I had buffalo wings on Thursday. They're pretty good.
Oh, the actual namesake. Okay. You know what?
Not bad.
I went to not as cool of a place here. They had Dorito flavored nachos.
Was it Wild Wing?
Dorito flavored nachos. Those are things.
I meant Dorito.
What do you mean? Whoa,
Fuck
whoa,
you
whoa!
guys. Shut
Hold the phone.
Wings?
There's
Yeah.
Dorito
Was it Wild
flavored nachos.
Dorito flavored
What is
wings.
what is a Dorito flavored nacho? Just please
Okay,
clarify.
It's
nacho
a
we all
Dorito
know
chip.
is a tortilla chip shape. that-
Yeah, I'm just
like
I'm curious. Is
I'm curious. Where did you have those?
Canadian Brew House on over there
Good.
in a place
On that
It
street.
was okay.
off that
Dry
street?
rub? Must have been dry rub.
No, it was so it's like a cheesy, zesty, like
Oh, okay.
kind of like imagine the dip you dip like tortillas in.
I feel
That
ya.
on your boneless wings with
I don't know how I
crunch
feel about
Doritos
that.
on top.
Oh, that's.
It was zesty Doritos too. They're not messing around.
Last Wing In podcast back with another podcast where we
there
just
we go.
talk about
When's the last time you had wings?
food. When was the last time I had wings?
If it's not last week, you might want to leave because
It's got to be like 3 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah.
But you do just your order's just the lemon pepper, isn't it?
No,
Your salt and mint?
fuck, man. When you go,
You
when
better
I go
hit
to
me with
Taps,
heavy news after
when I
that
go to
reaction.
Taps, it's Frank's chili and lime which is literally one of the best flavors.
That sounds pretty good.
Dark maple chipotle, which is
Dark maple
chipotle.
That one is pretty good.
Can't say I've had that.
You could get the bullseye barbecue wings, which bullseye barbecue sauce
Classic.
probably the best barbecue sauce.
Whoa,
and we're not paid to say that.
Whoa.
I'm gonna level with you guys. I don't think I've ever had a kind of wing that I didn't like.
This is true.
That's true. I was gonna
There's
say
some
though,
that I prefer,
Salt
and
and
there's
vinegar
and there's the
wings?
go-tos.
Have you ever had those?
Yes,
Those are
can't
good.
say I've
dill
had
pickle
that.
wings.
I've had those ketchup ones. Oof,
Yeah.
game changer.
Yeah.
Not the ketchup like the
Buffalo
wet
wings
ones.
though will
Dry.
forever
It's
be
like
the go-to
ketchup
for me.
chip.
Okay,
Right? Yeah.
hockey.
I'm hungry. Let's
Yeah.
eat.
So you were watching the game. What'd you think of it? Was it a boring game?
I only saw the third period. I was just shocked they actually had it on TV.
Whenever I
Not
go
to
like,
be
"We
rude,
got
but
darts on."
I just didn't think they would.
Okay.
So.
We got to talk about World Cup one last time before we might have to talk about it again in 4 years. Who really knows or cares? Do you think that it was a successful tournament?
And
Did it do what the NHL wanted it to do?
if it hadn't happened, I don't think anyone would have really been disappointed. Not saying it wasn't fun to watch, but at the end of the day, what was it?
That's exactly it. I'm with Dan on this one. I don't think it changed anyone's perspective.
For
If
the
it wasn't
American
there, it wouldn't
teams-
have hurt me.
For the American, like Dustin Bufflin, he said he didn't have a good time at all. Granted, there was a lot going on, but for some player, like for that team, they just all got chastised for a week and they didn't have fun.
And then you have Mark Scheifele, who said, like, it's nice you get those 4 games or whatever before you actually have to play. Like, he's already been playing for basically a month, which is nice for some players, especially those under 23 guys who now they've been playing for a month. But overall, it's a sideshow of a tournament. You don't see a World Baseball Classic being done this way. You're not like, oh, we're gonna do some of Central America versus USA, and then we'll bring in Japan and China as one team to play USA. You have to play your way into the World Cup, and I think that's the way it needs to be. Who cares if a team loses 9-1?
It's gonna well, yeah, you got to earn your way there to prove that you're a team.
Because USA would have been better if they had. I guarantee you, Seth Jones would have been on that team.
Jack Eichel.
Probably Austin Matthews would have found a way on that team.
There's another one I'm thinking, but yeah, there's plenty of it. Yeah, with those 3 guys alone,
Larkin?
USA's a much better team.
Larkin?
Maybe.
I would say-
I mean, it's just
If you're
it's
giving
an
Matthews
option,
a name, our Larkin should be there too.
At least give him the opportunity.
Gaudreau, probably.
Gaudreau, probably, yeah.
Brandon Saad would
It-
be a
it-
brink.
Changes the whole tournament, and then does McDavid make Team Canada? And as fun as that North America team was to watch, we also have to think. I don't know how much better the tournament would have been if some of Europe wasn't there and North America wasn't there. Like if you had Team Slovakia in the tournament and Germany or Switzerland or something like that, would it have been less of a sideshow tournament and an actual good hockey tournament? Because I don't know if it was on the podcast we discussed this, but it seems every year there's that underdog story. Like, we remember 2014, was it? Or 2014, where Canada played Latvia, and we were all sweating.
Guzlevskis.
Yeah, with Christos
Bastard.
Guzlevskis in net, who wouldn't let a goal in. He just wouldn't let a goal in, and then Latvia went up 1-0, and everyone's like, what the fuck?
Oh, do you remember
The
2010?
fuck?
Jonas Hiller.
Yeah.
I was here with Dan in this basement
Switzerland?
Yeah.
where they went to a shootout with Switzerland. They had Mark
Remember
Streit.
when they lost to USA? In 2010? Yeah. But isn't it nice to have those stories? As great of a story as North America was, and as great of a kind of story Team Europe was, there was no real underdog other than Team Europe, but even then they weren't exciting to watch because you're just like, this is the most boring hockey ever.
It gave
It wasn't
for
good
hockey
hockey.
fans. It gave you something to watch in September.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
It was.
I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it. I'm not gonna be yearning for it for the next 4 years if it does happen again.
I'd rather see the Olympics.
If they do it again, Team North America, no repeats. If you're on Team North America and you're good enough to make it again, you go play for your country. You don't make the team again. So North America is a whole new team. That's my
That's a
one.
little mean
Nolan
towards.
Patrick is going to be on that team.
That's a little mean towards Austin Matthews.
No, because he'll be on Team USA.
Should be.
Yeah, no, that's
What I'm saying is, if USA wants a guy to be selected, if he's under 23, or if he's 23, as long as he was on the team before, then he's good. I don't know.
Johnny Gaudreau would be another option there.
Yeah. McDavid would be on Canada. He wouldn't be on.
Well, that's
23.
that's it. Just to kind of recap World Cup, or just to finish this off before we move into Jets preseason. We, the three of us, and I would assume the bulk of our listeners, have, if you're Canadian, you've been a part of probably the most winningest Canadian era of hockey ever. From 2002 to 2016, we've won 3 Olympic gold medals, 2 World Cup gold medals, and, 10 World Juniors? That's probably wrong, but...
Since 2002?
Since 2002.
Ooh. They
05, 06, 07.
They won 5 in a row.
5 in a
from
row.
05 to 10.
So let's
They
just
just
say...
won one 2 years
So
ago.
6. They won 6?
7. Didn't they
7?
win one in 2003?
Okay.
Nope.
Yes.
That was USA. We'll say 7.
We'll say 7 for
Yeah.
stay safe.
We know 7.
So that means we've had 3 Olympic golds, 2 World Cup golds, and 7 World Juniors. And that's not counting U18s, Ivan Holenka, anything like that. That's just those, plus World Championship golds. We are living in the best Team Canada era ever. Period. Bar none. Because before 2002, the last Olympic win was in the 50s for Team Canada.
Really?
Yep. Like 1952, I believe, or something like that.
But that was also because 1998, I think, was the first time they allowed
Doesn't matter.
professionals.
Okay. And
I
Canada
think
fucked
I'm
that
wrong.
one up.
Maybe it could be the one before.
They
that.
picked Wayne Gretzky in a shootout. Or they didn't pick Wayne Gretzky to go on a shootout. And they lost.
And Gretzky's super good in games where he's not allowed to get hit. So, and shootout, no one's even chasing you, so you for sure would have scored. I got to get that one out there. Once a podcast.
But no, we have to think, and even if you date back from 2010, the group that was in the 2010 Olympic team, guys like Taves, Crosby, I'm just trying to think, Keith, who wasn't unfortunately on this team
Wasn't Doughty on
because of injury.
2010 as well?
Maybe Doughty, but
you
look
look
at this
I'm
group.
wrong.
Look at the
No, he
group
wasn't
of
even
guys
drafted
that
yet,
is
was
there.
he? No, he was drafted.
Literally, they've won everything.
Well, when you're
There's
top,
only
when you're top 3 centers.
Getzlav and Perry as well,
Oh, God.
and Thornton.
Here, let me just name 6. Well, Thornton wasn't there for the 2014 Olympics.
That doesn't matter.
You know, I'll just
he's
name
been part of
5
Team
guys,
Canada.
okay, that have been there for all of it, and almost for the World Juniors as well. Correction. They were there for the World Juniors.
Yep,
Oh, my
they
God. Okay, these 5 players have won a lot together. Taves. Shit. No,
He
Taves.
wasn't on that team.
You're right. Never mind. Correct me.
You're
This is the
talking
core. But
Bergeron,
Bergeron,
Crosby,
Getzlaff, Perry.
Perry.
And then we'll
You
toss
could
in,
put Jeff
just
Carter on
for
there,
fun.
but he wasn't there.
Fine, Jeff
this
Carter.
year.
Fine, we'll take out Carter, and then we'll add in. He hasn't won as much. Taves. Those 5 guys.
Well, then you
Damn.
can talk John Tavares, who has won at every level.
Oh no, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I
For
know what
those
you're saying.
guys, they've won so much.
You have to keep in mind, these tournaments, some countries have to scrap together to put one team. Canada could put together 2 teams, and it would be better than every other team, probably.
Well, we put 2.5 teams together, and we made a restriction for our second team. And they were better than other teams.
What's the
Team
restriction?
North America.
Well,
We had to combine with
Oh,
USA,
yeah.
and they had to be under 23.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. But I'm just saying, there's so much to pick from.
There's so much talent
It would
in
be
Canada.
Team Ontario and Team everyone else.
But it's because
Yeah.
whatever was in the water for kids that were born in about 1985 to 1992, there's something in the water there. Because those 7 years, a lot of great players came out of there. You got the Crosbys, the Tavareses, the Perrys, the Getzlavs, the Richards, the Carters. Tons of fantastic players, and now it's starting to, other places are catching up. So it's going to be interesting in 10 years to see where Hockey Canada's gone and where Hockey USA and Sweden.
And just to clear up, it's not the same water that was in Russia's under 18 team's locker room.
No,
Not that kind of water.
we're not. Yeah, we're not like that. We don't play. We don't play
Steroids,
dirty.
Dan. Steroids.
I was like,
You're looking at me like, what the hell are you talking about?
okay, all right.
Not whatever Nicholas Backstrom was taking before the 2014.
Oh, yeah,
Gold
a
game.
puffer.
Yeah, exactly.
A goddamn puffer. Like he would have made a difference.
Cold
Like he
effects.
would have made a difference. He would have
They
won
should
2
have let. They should have let him play.
I'm sure Canada was probably like, God, let him play. We're good shit.
We're not gonna lose. You can't score on Carey Price. You
Yeah,
can't.
it's not happening. You can't do it.
James Reimer could be the fucking goalie of Team Canada, and they still would win. They don't need a goalie. They proved that with guys like Jeff Glass and Justin Pogge for years. They don't need a
they're
goalie.
so good that they just cover it up. They're like, we don't need a goalie. Actually, name the goalie who was in net, who played at least... No, he was a starting goalie for that team. 2005, who's the starting goalie?
Jeff Glass.
Okay, fine. Backup then. The backup.
Boschman.
Rajon Boschman.
Yeah.
Where are they now? I don't know.
Jeff Glass is a...
KHL?
No, he is a prospect of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Still.
That's not a problem.
Still.
He's
11 years later.
31! I'm pretty sure he
I
was.
think
I'm
once you
pretty
pass-
sure he was at Leafs training camp this year. I'm pretty
if
sure.
you
I don't
pass
quote me for sure.
24 and you haven't played a game in the NHL, your chances are pretty slim. As I was saying that, I'm like, damn it, Joel Ward though.
Tim Thomas.
Timmy T. Okay.
He had a great year when he took his team to the Stanley Cup final.
And then he wouldn't go to the White
Then he
House.
would go to the White
I
House.
don't understand why you wouldn't just go and not meet him.
He doesn't like black people.
No, that wasn't it. That was he. Isn't he just a
He's a Republican.
But still,
He doesn't
like,
like
I
that.
would still go to see the. Not many people get exclusive tours of the White House.
But he was worried Obama would mispronounce his name and call him Tim Thomas.
Thomas.
Oh yeah, is that it?
Like
That's probably
Steve
the easy.
Yzerman.
Yeah, but that's like Thomas and Tim are the easy. Was there ever a Tim president? Was Thomas Jefferson a president? He's got to be.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
Hefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
And that's actually Hugh Hefner got his name from just taking the J away and adding an H and just Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner. Thomas Heffernan.
Yeah, perfect.
We did it.
Yeah, we
There
did
you
it.
go.
We figured out the
Got
roadmap.
it. And that's why
Nonetheless,
Tim Thomas'
there are
conspiracy-
kids
Yeah.
right now in our city. They're trying to find their own roadmap to make it to the NHL. And we get into NHL preseason talk. So Cam was at 2 preseason games.
I was.
And let's just talk. Who stood out to you?
Well, I didn't get any of the goddamn good guys. I'll tell you that right now. I got Kyle Connor I saw Kyle Connor's first goal.
Pretty
Mark
useless,
Stewart.
eh?
Hold on. Where Mark Stewart skated in,
Spin around with back pass.
shit, that was just, I better keep this puck in. And he tossed it in, and
No.
Kyle Connor has great vision. And he skated fast and grabbed the puck and shot it.
I have to correct you. He
Go.
didn't flip it. He backhand spinorama passed it right on the fucking tape.
Okay, well, fine. I'll give
It
you
was
that.
luck.
It didn't look like it was planned. I'll
You
tell
say
you
that now, but then
You know what, if
the
he
game
doesn't-
against Calgary, he also got a puck in the slot and he roofed it bar down.
Oh,
So-
no.
I
I'm
don't
saying,
know.
I'm
I don't know.
pooping on Mark Stewart.
No, Mark Stewart did.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
No, I didn't see that. I haven't seen that.
Something's in the. I don't know.
Okay, if Mark Stewart does it one more time this year, I will eat my words because I don't think that spin around.
I think he's trying to show Jacob that he should come back and play with him because he's pretty good.
Truba.
From what I noticed in the first game, it was such a boring game. Like against Calgary here, the Jets kind of dressed like all the guys who you kind of had a feeling they're all going to get sent to the Moose and whatnot. The guys who stood out out of the bad bunch because it wasn't a great game. Morrissey looked shaky, but he got way better as the game went on. Brandon Tanev looked solid, for sure. Pertan, when he did have the puck, he was pretty good at like distributing the puck, what he does. But other than that, everyone else just looked pretty average. Second game, Kyle Connor's goal was sweet. Who's in that? Kemper just bit on it. Kemper threw his body at Kyle Connor, and Kyle just held it for like half a second longer, just roofed it.
Did you see his goal last night? On Andrew Hammond?
Yeah, I do. I saw
Fuck.
that.
Bottom of the
Hold on.
circle.
He had
and just,
about this much room over his
But-
shoulder to put it in, and he did.
hit him in the face and put it in.
Did he?
I think it hit his helmet, yeah.
Nick Ehlers' goal in the Minnesota game was sweet. That was right in front of me.
Oh, he charged up the ice and did the wraparound.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
He had so much room. Like, the moment he was like 2/3 of the way around the net, the goalie, Kemper was only pushing off the far post. I'm like, oh, this is a goal, for sure.
He tried that a lot last year and it didn't work a lot. So I think he was pretty.
But he's also playing against Darcy Kemper.
He looked pretty surprised when it went in.
Remember that one time when Darcy Kemper was supposed to be a thing for
No.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before they got Dubnyk, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
The
no,
year
I-
before, he was really hot. And
I don't
he
remember
played in the
that.
playoffs, didn't he?
But Kyle Connor,
so.
I saw his highlight goal yesterday. My comment on that is kind of greedy. Both defensemen were wide
Yeah.
open. No.
Okay.
If he misses that, though, if he misses it, stupid. Your coach is yelling at you.
They're on the power play. Why not take the shot?
I know, just saying. Kind of greedy. If he does that more,
But that's
more,
a goal scorer's goal. He knows
That's
he can make
bullshit.
that goal.
That's a goal scorer.
You
goal.
want
He
him
knows
to
he
do
can
that.
score that. He knows
Yeah,
he
okay.
can score that.
If, you know
He's
what?
not
Fine.
taking
It's
that
I'm not
shot.
taking
preseason.
it away from him.
It's preseason. If he didn't do that and it missed and
Okay.
they got a rush, no one would.
Little
Here's
greedy.
my question.
Little greedy.
Here's my question. You have the chance to make an NHL squad
Yep.
as a 19-year-old. So
Yep.
you got to go back like 6
Hold on,
years.
clear up. I think he's already on this team.
We'll
That's
talk
my
about that in a
opinion.
second.
Okay.
And it's either, okay, I try to make the pass and make it look too pretty, or I score
Oh, you
a
mean
goal
too pretty by giving
pretty.
it to the fucking wide open D
No,
man right up
too
top?
pretty.
Clear shot.
Yeah, but why are you taking it away from a prime scoring area to put it away from
He
a
was
scoring
almost
area?
behind the net when he shot it.
Doesn't matter.
That's not a scoring chance.
It was a
That's
score.
I'm
Did
gonna
he
try
score
it.
on the goal?
He scored.
You
Yeah.
know who can't do that?
Go.
Jakub
Radko Gudas?
Voracek.
Oh,
Jakub
you should
Voracek.
take that back, motherfucker. Did you see that highlight goal yesterday? He hit the goalie and scored and it counted. It was awesome.
There's no review in preseason. Stafford scored a goal on
counted.
a breakaway and it went in and out. They didn't even,
Counted.
and they didn't even review it. And the coach
I was
like,
at that game too.
coach is like, he scored.
You know, it hit the post.
No, it went right.
I didn't see the TV replay, and they
back of the net and then
They were
out.
not smart. You know what the Jets? What I do like about
Literally.
the Jets? They don't show replays where the fans will light
Lose
torches. Oh yeah, no way.
The Jets called the referee over. They're like, "You gonna review that?" It went in. They're like, "No, there's no review in preseason." Then why? Then what? Why?
Oh!
Then why are you keeping score? Really? Just have them play 60
Yeah.
minutes and just for shits and giggles.
I do want to say, I think Marco Dano has established himself as a new Chris Thorburn after completely obliterating Darcy Kemper. And then my favorite part was he obliterates Darcy Kemper. They call him for goalie interference or like hitting the goalie. Fans start booing the refs and then started a ref you suck chant. And they show the replay. Now as they're showing the replay, the fans are like, it's literally like, ref you suck, ref you. They show the hit, they're like, ooh. Ref, you suck, and it got louder. Everyone kind of quieted down for a second, then it got louder. They're like, damn it, we already committed.
You have to
we
commit.
can't go back on
No
this.
matter
guy.
how wrong
Yeah,
you are,
yeah.
you have to commit.
Kyle Connor looks great. He looks
So,
really good.
I
They
think
played 5 or 4?
5 games. They're 4.
Five?
They're 4-1,
5 preseason games, 4-1.
and they haven't. And
Who's
the games they've won have not been close. They've been.
Who stood out the most so far?
Okay, I've only seen 2. Like I've seen 2 games live, and then I've seen highlights of 2 games. Who stood out the most for me?
The first-
Kyle Connor, 100%.
The first, I watched a bit of the game last night. Granted, they were playing Ottawa, who dressed mostly bottom 6 in AHL, but Wheeler, Scheifele, Ehlers were playing, and they looked like superstars.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the young guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Those 3 guys.
I was trying to allude to the young guys.
Okay.
I'll get to it. Those 3 guys though, on
Keep
point.
them together.
On point. They look good.
Can you guys start?
Chase
Maybe
DeLeo.
move Laine around a bit.
Yeah.
We all know where he is. He's the Ovechkin, just not as fast as Ovechkin.
I have,
so he's not
I
scoring
have a
goals.
theory about where he's going to end
Okay,
up, but
sorry, Chase DeLeo. I
he's,
didn't notice him that much.
he could be the extra guy.
I don't see him making this team.
He might not. He might get sent down to the AHL just because he's been there for.
But you would call him up.
But number wise, he's looked good to me.
Okay.
Tanev, I think he's
kind of looked great.
I think he's a lock for the 4th line. I do. I really do. I was just bouncing around some lines in my head today. The first line I think is going to be Scheifele, Ehlers, and Wheeler. That's pretty much a lock.
I'm okay with that.
I think they're going to spread out the wealth, though, between the top 3 lines. Because I think line 2 is going to be Brian Little with Laine and Armia. And I think the 3rd line is going to be Perreault with Connor and Stafford. Because that was a line last night, and there was a lot of chemistry. And that gives you 3 lines. I mean, if Armia on the 2nd line doesn't, he's fast, he's skilled, he can hang with those 2 guys. To start the season, that's what I would do for top 9. I mean, bottom line.
Wait, so you didn't name Patrick Laine?
Yeah,
No, Laine
Little,
second
and Armia.
Oh,
and then
sorry.
Perreault, Stafford.
In the
Because Sean Mathias is out for the foreseeable future, and he was probably going to be a 3rd liner.
Okay.
So bit of a
Did
wrinkle.
Perreault have a leg injury last year? I'm
not sure.
blanking out.
Yeah,
on it.
he had
Just because he went down like on an awkward hit, it wasn't a
2
dirty
years
hit. It was
ago.
just a weird
The
one.
year they made the playoffs.
Oh, because he was
He had an ankle injury and he came back right for the playoffs.
okay. Because he was lingering on one of his legs, like when he was getting like kind of pulled off the ice on Thursday, and it was just I was like, wow, he went down pretty easy. Well, I'm not saying he saw it, just the way it went down. I was like, that doesn't look like it would have.
He played last night, so.
Okay, all right.
So he's.
And who's your 4th line? Sorry.
It's just a combo of guys. You got Tanev, Burmistrov. I mean, Burmistrov, you could put Burmy on the 2nd line too if you want to try that out. You've got Thorburn will probably be there. I mean,
Still didn't get a haircut. Still didn't shave
yeah, he
his
did.
beard.
He's got short hair.
We definitely didn't shave his beard.
No. Dano's it's tough. They're gonna have to send a couple guys down that they probably don't want to, but that's not a bad problem to have.
Greg, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this so far?
I think the fourth line is going to be Lowry, Kopp, and Tanev.
Lowry, Kopp, Kopp was pretty.
I don't
solid.
think. I think
Kopp's played unbelievable. I think he's
Well,
stood
for a
out.
fourth line,
he's had good face-off
I think
numbers.
he's accepted the fact he's not going to be a top.
Yeah, but that's
six
what
guy.
you
He's
need in
also-
your fourth line.
but-
You need a guy that can go out and take face
But
off.
he's also a centerman, and if I think,
He is a centerman. That's what he's getting at.
but Adam Lowry is the fourth line center, not.
No, but you
But
could have
you
both.
could have two
You
centers
could,
on
but-
the line.
You
I
could
mean,
wait. What side does Lowry shoot?
They're both left-handers.
Damn it! I was
You
gonna
could
say, if
have
you had a
both,
left and a
but-
right, that'd be perfect.
You could.
Because then
I
put
mean,
one on left draws, one on right draws. Always win to the inside. Actually, no, that's bad. You don't want to win to the inside
wanna
when you're on
win to the
defense. Yeah.
I'm still
Um,
not sold. I don't think he's bad. I think they should try different options. He played last year.
Is
He
it
was,
just because? Okay, I think I understand where
he
you're coming
played
from.
last year. He was okay, but like
Because we have the Jets have
You-
options. You want to see
there's
what
so
they
many
have.
options. Give some other guys a shot.
So can Kopp go to the Moose?
But he could be the extra guy.
Well, because I know for the Moose
But
today, they
the
sent
problem
them-
is they've given chances to Burmistro.
They have too many guys though. They're gonna have to cut a couple guys that they probably or not cut, but they're gonna have to send a couple guys down. That they probably don't.
Well,
want
they
to.
announced
through
4
waivers.
guys today.
No, they announced 9 guys today.
Oh, I only saw 4.
Which 4 did
So
you see?
fill me in on the remaining 5. These are the 4 that I saw. Roslovic, Lepon, Kitchton, and Howden were all sent to the Moose that I know of. Who are the
Along
remaining?
with
Churchman.
Kosmachuk.
Kevin
I know exactly. Yeah,
Churchman.
CZ, you are.
How do you get Churchman on that? I wanted to ask you that, but how? How do you get Churchman
Okay.
from that?
Quick question to all of our podcast listeners.
I was kinda hoping
How
you'd
do
get
you
the team.
pronounce the name CZURCZMAN? How do you pronounce that
Where's
last
the
name?
R? Did you put an R?
There's
in
no R. It's
You are.
I think it's
Touchman?
CZ.
Oh, you are.
You are.
Anyway,
No, I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it's you.
No, you know what? Spell how you think Churchman spelled. How about
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
I kind of hope he made the team.
I wonder how
he
fucking
got
people
sent down.
pronounce.
I know. I was hoping he would though.
Oh,
Then
okay.
who else
So that's
didn't make
5.
it?
Oh no, we had 6 with Kosmachuk. No
Six.
surprise. there.
Comrie got sent down.
Well, Comrie got sent down.
Yeah.
to
Well,
7.
come on. We knew that was
Um,
happening.
The goalie situation is going to be interesting because I think everyone expects it to be Pavlik and Hutchinson and have Hellebuck
Hellebuck's starting in the AHL.
in the AHL. But
Everyone's-
I was listening to Hustler and Lawless, and they both said the Jets think Hellebuck gives them the best. Gary Lawless said he thinks Hellebuck.
and he flip-flopped on what he said last night.
Well, he said the Jets think that Hellebuck gives them the best chance to win, so why not start him? They both suggested Hutchinson goes to the AHL. But I think they'll start with Pavlik, and I think they'll send him down.
I gotta catch up that Greg's been struggling to get his phone out of his pocket for like 3 minutes. So if you hear that, that was Greg just sitting there, and I'm thinking, Greg, why don't you just stand up? No one can hear you. So basically, he's saying Hellebuck's starting in the A, even though the best chance for them to have a great season is for him to start here.
Yes,
Jets.
essentially.
NHL.
He said he'll be in the AHL, even though ideally he would probably be their starting goalie. Because Pavlik's going to be gone by the end of the year, probably, maybe sooner. They aren't going to re-sign him. They aren't. He's been here for 6 years. He's been with the Thrashers for add 4 or 5 years on top of that. It's just time.
But here's the issue.
To move on. He makes too much money to send him down. I don't know if they'd be able to trade him right now. So he'd probably be the guy that starts, but I don't think he's going to be the guy at the end of the year.
I'm pretty sure there's something that, because of the expansion draft, I think that Hutchinson still needs to play a certain number of NHL games this year. Otherwise, they can't protect Hellebuck next year,
You mean this summer?
like this summer.
Why?
Because
Okay, wait. Hutch and Hellebuck both have to play a certain amount of NHL.
no, like Hellebuck doesn't have to, but they need to be able to expose one goalie. They have to expose one goalie,
Oh, and it's
and
gonna
because
be
they don't,
Pavlik.
it has to be Hutchinson.
It's not Pav's a free agent. They
Yeah.
can't. He's gone.
So Hutchinson is automatically exposed.
Oh yeah.
But there, what was Gary Lawless saying? Like, he was saying something that essentially Hutchinson needs to be in the NHL for at least part of the season next year, because of you need to expose a goalie with so much games played, and if you don't do that, then you're in violation of like the rules, and then they can take whatever they want.
Oh no. Okay.
I don't know if that's exactly 100% right, but
Well,
yeah,
I'm sure
that's-
we'll hear more and more about it. And obviously, the Jets have definitely looked into it extensively. What team hasn't looked into it extensively? Calgary. They don't look into rules when they sign free agents.
Why?
Ryan O'Reilly, do you remember that when he's in
Oh,
the
yeah.
KHL? Oh my God, that would have been hilarious. So to fill everyone in, they signed Ryan O'Reilly to a contract, or were about to, and then
Was it an offer sheet?
they offer sheeted him. That's correct. So they offer sheeted him, and then what happened was, Colorado matched it, and by matching it, like, he automatically went there, and people were looking there like, wait, because he went to KHL, he would have had to re-enter through that, like, waivers, and so someone could have just claimed him. Yeah, Calgary. What a silly goose those
Wow.
guys are.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Things I did not. Actually, I knew that, but I didn't remember it.
Okay, so basically, what we've learned is the Jets are going to be young with lots of options,
Well, we
and
haven't
the
even
Moose
talked
are
about the
not going to
defense.
be dead last.
We haven't talked about the defense.
They're gonna
No,
be
we're going to
young.
lead to the defense right now. Morrissey, on the team or
Yes.
not on the team?
No reason why he can't be.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep, top 4.
I think him not playing last night showed that he's going to be on the team.
he's a great looking
I think
guy.
he's going to be. I think they'll put him with Myers, and I think the bottom pair will be Sherratt, Stewart, Postma, a combination,
Postma's looking solid.
or straight too. But I haven't.
Straight's been awful.
He hasn't been bad, but he just hasn't. I mean,
It's Brian Straight, guys.
to me,
He's exactly what we signed him for, okay?
if you're going to pick your best 6 defensemen, Bufflin, Enstrom, Myers, Morrissey, Stewart, Sherratt, that's your best 6.
So we have 3 guys the Jets should get rid of. Jacob Trouba, which we'll talk about in a second. Who's that other guy that I'm thinking of? Jacob Trouba.
Straight.
No.
Stewart?
Enstrom and Pavlik. That the Jets
Oh.
would love to not be
What's
there.
wrong with Enstrom?
I don't mind
I don't
Enstrom.
understand the hate. He is the most
Curveball.
steady Eddie on the Jets.
There's
he
a
shows
you
up,
know
he
what,
plays.
though? Curveball now, because now if in all likelihood Trouba's probably not going to play for the Jets again.
Yeah, and you don't need to.
They don't
worry
need to
about
get
it.
rid of Toby now because
That's true.
the whole thing was they wanted to protect
Checked.
Trouba. Toby has a no trade though.
Maybe deep down, Trouba, just
Knew about it and doesn't want
stay
to go
with
to
me. Trouba's just jealous that Toby's got the biggest stick on the team. And he's like, you know what? I want out.
That's
This is
definitely
bullshit.
what it is.
Yep.
It's
If
definitely
there's
what it
anyone
is.
that should be jealous, wouldn't it be Tyler Myers? You know, he's like 6'8".
No,
And
Tyler
Toby's got
Myers,
his
he's a
same
big
size
bird.
stick.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Trouba, deep down, he's evil.
He's a nice guy.
He's like, I want the biggest stick on the team.
They're going to be young, but I don't necessarily think that means they're going to be bad. They might be bad, but they also might not be nearly as bad as people think.
They're
they
going to
should.
be competitively okay, is what I'm going
I will say, I mean, granted, it's preseason. I don't want to go all Detroit Lions 2007 when they went 4-0 in the preseason and lost every single game during the year.
That was beautiful.
But so I don't want to jump to conclusions, but they could compete for a wild card spot. It's not out of the question.
Whoa, I thought you were going the other way. I thought you were going to be like, they're going to be awful, bottom
It's
five.
not out of the question. They could be bad. They could be bad. It cannot go either way.
Well, you got to just compare it to teams in their division, right? You look at Chicago, nothing but cap issues. Those 2 contracts of Kane and Taves.
But they
even
still
though,
have the players, so they're good.
But Hosa's older. Their defense is getting just a bigger question mark than ever. Is Corey Crawford really that great of a goalie?
He's the Drake of the NHL, okay?
He has
He's got views.
He has the Team Canada thing where you're playing for a great team.
Okay,
you
so
know.
that's Chicago. And then
Dallas, weak on the back end, very strong up front, but how healthy are Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin going to be? Jason Spetz is another year older. They don't have Valiant Nichushkin anymore. Patrick Sharp's another year older. Then you look at St. Louis. They've got a defenseman, Kevin Shattenkirk, that doesn't really want to be there. And they've
but he
got...
signed the contract.
He did.
Don't they wanna trade him?
They lost their number one guy in David Backes, and they also have cap issues. Then you move, and you go to Colorado. Once again, a team with very limited on defense. A goaltender question mark, and maybe Calvin Pickard now gets to take over that team if Varlamov doesn't play great. And then you've got 3 great center. You've got a really good center core with McKinnon and Duchesne, Grigorenko, and I'm blanking on the last guy.
Well, Landeskog
and-
could play center from
Nah,
time
he's-
to time, but I think he's a
He's
winger.
left wing. And their other guy's Joe Colburn. They've
Oh,
got
no.
good-
And, oh, yeah. I was going to say Carl Soderberg.
And they
He's
also
a winger.
have no, he's a centerman. Actually,
Okay.
sorry, that's who I was thinking of. They're a mess there because they don't really have depth, and they're going through a brand new coaching change. Then you go to the Minnesota Wild, and they're a question mark as well. How good is Devin Dubnyk going to be? How long is Devin Dubnyk going to carry that team? Are they as good as they are?
But they're also going new coach.
They're going new coach.
Eric Stahl.
So
I'm interested to see how Eric Stahl, what he does for them.
I
thought that was a really good signing because they did not pay him a lot.
And then you have the team that's most likely going to win the division in Nashville, with brand new PK Subban, Ryan Johansson who's playing there. They've got Philip Forsberg. They are a fantastic hockey team, but they can only go as far as Pekka Rinne takes them. The great thing about the Jets is they've got options everywhere up and down their lineup.
They're the most well-rounded team apart from Nashville, I would say.
And they've got enough.
No, and even then,
they've got everything going for them. They have the cap space. They have the ability to bring young guys in that are very formidable young guys. I don't think it's a stretch saying that they'll grab one of the 3 spots just because there's other chaos that can happen. What happens if Ehlers goes down for the Jets? Oh, well, we have Connor. We have Laine that can fill on his spot. And we have other veterans that we have on the team as well that could go in his spot. So it's not
the big
death
ones you're missing is it's like you just don't want, obviously this goes for any team. It's like you just don't want your super upper echelon players to go down.
Well, like if Scheifele or Wheeler go down, it's not as detrimental to the team as if Kane and Taves go down. Because their guys they're picking from in Chicago, granted, are probably young, don't have a lot of experience, whereas with Winnipeg, we've got guys like Burmistrov who can slot into the lineup somewhere. Obviously, you don't want your first line at some point to be like Little, Laine, and Stafford. Or let's just say that hypothetically. You don't want that to be your top line because of injuries. But I think it's better than what Chicago can put out there because they also lost Andrew Shaw, who's another guy that they don't have anymore.
Oh, he got suspended too.
Yeah, he got suspended.
I like what Greg says because a lot of other teams, if you pick your lineup for the year and if it doesn't go right, they don't have a lot of other options to change it up. The Jets put their starting lineup, 10 games in, it's not going right, they can change it up. 20 games later, it's not going right. They have so many options, and you feel confident that the options they have are good enough to, suffice what they're potentially having to replace.
Well, the big reason why I don't think Chase DeLeo is going to be on this team, and also why Scott Kosmachuk got cut. Well, Kosmachuk got cut because I think he's going to be a leader on that Manitoba Moose team, but he's also going to be one of the first guys they're going to call up. Him, along with DeLeo. Mm-hmm. And let's say things don't go well for Laine and Connor in their first 8 games. Then they go down to the Moose, and they play well, and they progress. Well, during that time, you're going to need to bring some guys up. Why DeLeo and Kosmachuk could be the first 2 guys on the list. Then you have Thorburn, then you have Matthias if he comes back from injury. There's a long list of guys that can fill in these spots after 8 games. So there's that ability and that flexibility that I don't think any other team in the Central Division has, never mind any other team in the NHL has. Because even if you look at another great team, or another great prospect pool like the Arizona Coyotes, Dylan Strome doesn't make that team, they don't have a talent to replace him. Jacob Chychrun doesn't make that team, they don't have another great defenseman that can fill in Jacob Chychrun's role. By the way, he's looked amazing so far.
I was just going to say, he's
good.
Bravo everyone else who passed on him.
Yeah.
Everyone in this room included.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. But, and that's the thing, and then you can look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. If Austin Matthews doesn't make that team, they don't have a center to cover that hole. If Laine and Connor don't make that team, they have formidable guys who've played NHL time that can come up and play those roles.
And at least you know what you're going to get from them. Because Laine and Connor, it's still the unknown for them. Like, they're goal scorers, but then again.
It's very interesting, and I think they're walking into the unknown, which is interesting to say the least. I think it's going to be a bumpy road for their first 20 games, and then they'll find their direction. It's just how fast everybody can start clicking. Because let's say that Little, Laine, and Armia line is an actual line this year. That is... Like, who do you shut down? If you are a team and you want to shut down a Jets line, you shut down the Scheifele, Wheeler, Ehlers line, but then you open up the ability for potentially great goal scorers in Patrick Laine and Kyle Connor to not have your best defensive forwards against. Then that's the other great thing is you've got 3 amazing left wings potentially that can all score on Ehlers, what's his name? Laine and Connor. Oh, yeah. One of them is going to go up against a third line talent, and they're not all third line talents. So you got to think when you have a top 9 that's really 3 guys that could be 3 lines that could be top 6 on other teams, You got to think matchups.
And you don't even
That's
need
what it
to
comes
think,
down to.
You don't even need to put numbers on these guys. Like, the
No.
number of lines, like line one. Like, clearly we know the better lines. But if you don't put numbers on it, like, I'll just use the Marlies as an example from last year. The great thing about the Marlies last year, why they rolled teams all the time, was because they had guys like, just example, like, I'll just use Jets guys as the example. If you have a guy like Kyle Connor going up a defensive pairing of, you know what, here, let me use the Flyers for you. Nick Schultz and Mark Streit are
That's a slow
shadowing.
line.
Guess what side you're going to want to skate down? The left side. It's Nick Schultz. He can't turn right. He can't do it. And guess what? They'll figure it out real fast. And then they'll be like, hey, you know what? Let's try and catch him on a change. Oh, no, Laine's on. Oh, hey, Laine, come here for a sec. Let's switch again. Oh, look, Ehlers is on now. Boom. Like, they're going to be able to roll 4 lines, and that's what the Jets have been talking about. With
And
the
why
wait for
not
the
spread
process.
the wealth? Right?
Exactly.
Don't stack 2 lines when you can have 3.
The other thing too,
That's what
that they might assess, because they have 3. Let's say B plus level prospects. Not necessarily A. We don't know what line A is going to be. B plus level prospects down the left hand side. I say you wait. You play your games. You figure it out. You pick your best defensive left winger, and that goes on your third line, whether it be Ehlers, Kyle Connor, or Laine, regardless of chemistry, because then you can have a really good potential scoring threat on a shutdown third line with Perreault, Stafford, and whoever else you want to play.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
A shutdown third line?
Like,
You want-
the Jets
okay,
have
so
a shutdown third line.
You're playing against the Taves line. It's last minute and third period. Who are you putting out there?
Yeah.
Who is your best defensive line?
Right.
I want Perreault out there. I would like Stafford out there. Or a Wheeler. You got to figure out who's your best lineup for those situations then too, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's where these kids might not be the best decisions.
Yeah.
Later on in the season. But we don't know that.
And it's not a bad thing for these guys to get sent to the AHL. It's not a bad thing. There'll be call-ups, and you know what? The Moose could be very good this year.
Guys, we'll go watch them play.
For cheap.
For cheap, for like $4.
Yeah, and Greg should buy them.
$4.
$40.
Oh, well, Greg is buying them.
Christmas.
He promised. It was on.
Yep.
Christmas
Promises.
is yet to come.
Round 2.
September, October now.
It's okay, guys. It's in the mail.
Yeah, my ass. It's in the mail.
Um.
Okay, are we gonna wrap up
Well,
Jets?
update on Jacob Trouba's situation. Obviously, nothing's happened.
Yep.
However, the players they've got kind of narrowed their list down to are reportedly guys like Morgan Riley, who will not be traded. Hampus Lindholm, who Anaheim has also said not going to be traded. Cam Fowler could be an option. Anaheim hasn't said anything about him. Ryan Murray, but then, let's be honest, Columbus doesn't want to deal with that agent again. Carolina, you could look at Noah Hannafin, potentially, if you throw in a lot.
Or you could put in Ryan Murphy too.
Or Ryan Murphy's right side.
Another name that was mentioned as he's comparable, but he's not getting traded, was Ekman Larson also.
Wow,
That's
you got to
fucking
throw in a
insane,
lot.
though. See, you
You
know
gotta
what's
throw in
I'm
a
just
lot.
saying, he was mentioned by Bob McKenzie. He's comparable, but there's not a chance
I
he's
don't know
getting
if
traded.
you had mentioned him, but I talked to a friend of the show, Bryan Sveinson. This is Sven-ish.
Yeah.
And he pointed out, he's like, he went through a bunch of guys, and like he's pretty good with like crunching numbers and all that. And he came up with a list of 13 guys. I didn't get the list off of him, but of all the guys on the list, he said, Cam, I hate to say it, he's like the one that makes the most sense.
I'm Provorov.
No, Ghost Bear. And he said
Oh.
Provorov because he's a full package. He says now it depends on if Mr. Hextall thinks that Ghost was
A flash in the pan?
flash in the pan, or if that's where more things to come. He said he's probably going to give him time, and he's not going to approach the Jets right away if he hasn't already. But like of all the teams, I hate to say it, Brian, try and get the list from him and bring it up next week if Trouba's not traded by then. But the list that he came out with and the reasons behind each player, I'm like, oh God. And he's like, and the Flyers, and he listed him last, and he's like, think about it. He's like, the Flyers have always had a hard on for like rough and tumble type players, and Trouba loves that hard. Loves it.
I'm gonna bring up something that maybe you'll make people angry. Maybe you'll think I'm crazy, but I don't think it's crazy to say he's gonna play for the Jets again.
No, me
No,
neither.
I don't think
Did you
anyone
hear,
thinks it's crazy.
Because
Maurice's-
Paul Maurice
there you
said
go.
he said these things happen. It's unfortunate, but I can't wait till I will see him walk through the door again one day. I don't think they're gonna try and trade him. They're gonna wait him out. They're not gonna trade him. I don't think they got
I understand
the offers
both
that
sides
they
of it.
want, and I don't think they want to. And I think they're gonna hold him out. And I don't think it's crazy to think that he'll be playing a month from now. Maybe sooner, maybe not. I don't know. But
I don't think it's crazy saying he'll play the season opener.
no.
That's
don't think
Captain Insano.
That's not, though.
Captain
It
Because you
takes
have no
that long to sign
First-
a
a
contract.
trade
game is when,
demand.
the 15th?
Yeah.
A trade demand doesn't mean much. Well, it means something, but it does.
That's
who was it?
100% his agent in his ear.
Thomas Ryder, his agent last week said, "Oh, we're not signing a contract with the Coyotes. It's better if they just trade him," and he signed a contract today with the Coyotes.
2 years, 4.45.
So just because an agent or a player or an agent says, our player wants to be traded, it doesn't mean he's getting
No.
And
traded.
it's
not
leverage. Thomas, it's Thomas, and it's Tobias.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I was just going to say, in hindsight, let's say Jets don't win draft lottery.
Like next year?
Like this year. Let's say they don't get Patrick Laine. And let's say Olli Juolevi was the defenseman in question that they picked. They picked Olli Juolevi. Do you think that the Jets would have pursued a trade for Trouba and not tried to sign him at all
Much quicker? Oh, yeah.
during the offseason? Taylor Hall could have been a
You-
Winnipeg Jet.
If they
I'm
hadn't
sure
gotten
that
Laine,
rumor had gone around.
if they hadn't gotten Laine, I think they would have done the Hall trade because then Hall is your Laine.
Whoa, that was a rumor going around.
Could you imagine?
Taylor Hall?
Taylor Hall wearing number 9. He would have asked Cott for it. He wouldn't have worn 4. Would have worn 9.
Why would he wear 9?
Because 9 is his number in New Jersey, and have you seen how nice it looks?
Yeah.
Looks better than 4 does.
Why did he choose 9? Because 4 is retired.
I think,
Scott Stevens.
or 9's retired in Edmonton. One or the other.
He wore 4 his whole junior
Then
career.
fine. He would have worn 4 in
Guys.
Winnipeg. Okay.
I teased it earlier.
What?
We made it. We're on the internet now.
Oh.
There were 12 comments on our video. Let me read these comments for you.
Okay.
Bit of a back and forth, and there were fucks involved, which means we're internet now. We made it.
We're in the
I'll
internet?
just read the other ones. Okay.
We are the internet.
The sports guy commented, I hope Trouba goes to Boston. By the way, Vetrano scored 31 goals in 31 AHL games last year. Thumbs up. Also, my trade would be Jets, Joe Morrow, Ryan Spooner, first-round pick in 2017. So that
Wait,
would
what?
be
Can you say that again, sorry?
Trouba for Joe Morrow.
Ryan Spooner
Spooner
and a first-rounder. But it's Boston's first-rounder. So could it be anywhere from, 8th to,
30th.
to 28th? I don't know what's going on with that team.
I don't think Don
Alright.
Sweeney even knows what's going on with that team.
Okay.
It's
and
fine
then-
because it'll probably be sandwiched between 2 other Bruin picks. So
Okay, English Jeffa commented, why would you not trade Myers and then let Trouba play behind Buff? Myers is not very good at all. Just trade Myers for a lefty. And there were replies. Oh, wait, I gotta find it. Oh, no, where'd it go? Hold on, I'm trying to figure
Okay,
it out.
let's go off on that.
Go.
Myers?
I'm just saying I want to make a few comments right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
no,
I
go
found
ahead.
the comments.
Okay.
Never mind, you guys
say
go.
about
Sorry.
Myers.
Go.
What do you want to say? What are your comments?
That's stupid. Okay, first of all, he's not bad. He's not bad at all. And you don't just because some guy's being a whiny little bitch and wants to play, you don't get rid of another guy because this guy wants to be on your team. If that's the kind of guy Trouba is, you don't want him on your team. That's plain and simple.
It was a business decision on Trouba's part. This whole thing is a business decision.
How does that look to Tyler Myers if you're like, oh yeah, Jacob Trouba wants to, if we don't give him your spot, he wants to be traded, so we're going to get rid of you instead.
Yeah.
That you just don't do that.
All right, I found the
I don't
comments.
know. To me.
Almost MLG Gaming commented, Myers is amazing. Why do you think he instantly played over Trouba when he came in? Maurice liked him better. Your hatred for Myers is beyond unjust. And then MLB Gaming comment follows up. So he came back.
He was hitting back.
He came back again. The guy makes Enstrom not look like absolute shit. Enstrom! Think before you comment next time. Exclamation on shit and Enstrom.
Okay.
And then English Yeffa commented back. Almost MLG Gaming. Well, clearly you don't look at stats, so I won't waste my time. Just because a coach plays a game above another, just because a coach plays a guy above another doesn't mean that guy is better. Normally does. Coaches make mistakes. Almost MLG Gaming clap back. Yeah, I only watch all 82 games. Just stop, man. It's embarrassing. It continues. Hold on, I gotta find it some more.
Do you know how to YouTube? Like, they're all in one comment section.
No,
Go
I'm
to
on
the
my phone. It's all muffied.
How is it muffied?
It's all muffied. Anyways, the sports guy commented, and what do you guys think? Oh, shit, hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, hold on. English Yaffa. Oh, and if you think Trouba will get Lindholm, this is to us. This was the first comment. Oh, and if you think Trouba would get Lindholm, you're fucking dreaming. He's leaps and bounds better than Anaheim's best D-man. Trouba, I know he is. Because you guys have, who's that, Bieksa?
Yeah,
Bieksa. God damn it, a
Okay,
friend
wait,
of
he
ours.
said Trouba's better than any guy on Anaheim?
No, he meant Lindholm.
Lindholm's better than any guy on Winnipeg. Which is fine. We'll give you whatever you want for Hampus Lindholm. That's fine. I want Hampus Lindholm.
I disagree with that comment, but he is better than Trouba.
He's better than Bufflin.
Uh,
His projections are going to be better than Bufflin.
okay, yeah, he might be down the line, but
Will be.
today,
He's
right
pretty
now,
fucking good.
no.
God damn it, I wish I knew how to use a computer so much. Because there's other comments. But anyways, English Yaffa commented again at almost MLG Gaming. Once again, Lindholm is a statistical god who's already a top 2 stud D-man. But I wouldn't expect you to understand that. You know what, MLG Gaming? You're one of us. I don't know who the hell this English Yaffa is. You tweet at us.
Let's not alienate anyone.
I'm just kidding. I love it that we have people yelling at each other in the comments. We made it.
Hey,
we
made
it.
It's called the discussion. That's the whole point.
Oh,
of this
English
podcast.
Yaffa. Top 2 D-men on the team with who? Vatanen and Fowler aren't that great. Seriously, think before you talk. That's great. You guys, we made it. We got people clapping at each other in the comments.
Good.
Very exciting. All right, you guys, did you see the greatest news I saw all week?
What?
The Stars and Panthers played a preseason game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they both wore white.
It's true, it did happen.
I love it. I was like, beer league. It's even better. Even our beer league has switchable jerseys. These bums. All right.
And it was Florida that was in the wrong, right? Because they were the home team?
Yes.
But because the game it was in somewhere in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the Dallas Stars tweeted, it's like, hey guys, make sure you wear the right color next time because they're
I
playing
saw
again.
that, yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, the Pens have a new arena. The new name of an arena. Not the Console Energy Center. It is now called the PPG Paints
I
Arena.
thought it was called the Phil Kessel is a Stanley Cup champion. Right?
That one too, he's amazing. Sens have a new AHL affiliate as of next year in Belleville, Ontario. So that's pretty sweet. They're going to be the Belleville, I don't know the team name. I didn't look that far into it. I don't research anything. Let's close it out real quick. Brad Marchand signed an 8-year deal, $49 million. Damn, you like that deal?
Not bad. Cashing in.
I'm just reading these comments now on the YouTube.
Got it?
Almost MLG Gaming. That's pretty funny. He said, not leap to the Lindholm comment.
Okay.
He said, not leaps and bounds. I'd say he's about a Marco Dano or Joel Armia better, especially to a team dying for wingers. Once again, Lindholm is a statistical god who's already a top 2 stat D-man.
Phone!
Ah, no.
I did a
Top
phone!
2 D-man with who? Vatanen and Fowler aren't that great. Seriously, think before you talk. I know I repeated what you said, but that...
No, you had to read
the
it
Marco
in
Dano and the Joel Armia
That's a great
is
one.
very true.
Yeah.
Shut up, phone.
Boom. Magic. Look what
Why
I did.
is that in here?
Why isn't it in here? Guys,
It's in
this is...
office.
They already know that we bring top-notch quality to the podcast.
Top-notch
Yeah.
quality.
All right, guys.
I'm
we're
actually
gonna close it
curious
up.
why they were yelling at each other.
Well, I did that. Obviously, I did one tag
So one-
that spoke.
So one thought that Vatanen is too good to get traded to the Jets. The other guy thought he wasn't.
No, Lindholm.
Lindholm, sorry.
Yeah. And almost
He's
MLG
good.
Gaming.
Don't get me wrong. He's good.
And then English Hefe.
He's
or
very
Jaffa.
good. He has lots of upside, and there's nothing wrong with him.
It'll be interesting to see. And now you're getting the phone call. There you
Yeah.
go. All right. Well, we're going to close it out.
No, I want to look at Hampus Lindholm's stats from last season and see if he is a statistical god.
Is he a statistical god?
Well, we'll
Could
see if
be.
he's a statistical god. Because I think this is the most important argument. We have to figure it out.
Is he? He's good. He's young. I don't know enough about him.
Pull up.
Such a statistical god.
What? A whopping 33 points.
Oh, whopping, not even 33 points.
Are you pulling up both guys' IMD or Hockey DB?
I'm on Hockey DB right now. Hampus Lindholm had 28 points last year in 80 games played.
28 and 82.
points.
No,
28.
do career. Do career.
He has 92 career points.
In how many games?
Let me go back to it. In 236 career games.
How
He
many
has
points?
92 points.
Okay. I wouldn't call that a statistical god, but okay, next.
know what,
And
to me,
Jacob
He
Trouba.
fits right in that category. There's a lot of young, very good up-and-coming
Yeah.
defensemen. He fits right in with a lot of them.
Jacob Trouba, 72 points in 211 games.
Oh,
And then-
dude.
Then let's just go to probably my favorite guy to compare everyone to, especially when it comes to like these kinds of things. Oli Mata.
Okay.
Morgan Riley's played longer. Oli Mata, 165 games, 57 points.
He's also on Pittsburgh.
And he's
so-
also been hurt a lot.
All right. I would say, I think it's just at this point between the two people on the internet, people of the internet. The argument is basically just home team bias at that point. You just like one player, because these are super comparable numbers. I don't see where the statistical god comment comes in at all. I don't understand it.
You want to know a real statistical god?
Go.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 415 NHL games, 209 points.
Pretty damn good.
On Arizona!
On
Oh,
Arizona.
hey, you guys.
And he had 55 points last year.
They made a...
Guys,
did you see that? They
not
made...
to interrupt you, but for our fantasy league this year, I had to pick for my keeper, Ekman-Larsson or Roman Yossi. It was tough.
Who'd you go with?
I picked Yossi.
Yeah, I think that's the smart pick.
No!
That's the smart pick.
He's on a
Ekman's
better
the
team.
guy.
He's on a better team.
And he's going to be on power play with PK.
And he's playing with PK,
With PK.
who doesn't play defense,
Subban.
plays offense.
So that means Yossi's playing defense.
Yeah, but it's like the Enstrom Bufflin. Enstrom always put up a lot of points because he played with Bufflin.
Enstrom's got to shoot the puck more.
Yossi can put up a lot of points if he plays with PK.
Got to use that long stick to
Did
shoot
you know
the puck.
PK will?
Did you guys see the Coyotes, how they released a press release saying and apologizing for all like the stupid like be among the herd, be
No.
one of the pack, and then they're like, we're sorry for stupid taglines. We're going to tell you it's hockey the hard way. We're going to show you. And then now this is let me read it. No taglines, no promises, no excuses. Coyotes 2.0. Ironically, that's a fucking slogan, Coyotes. What are you doing?
You can't make a slogan that says
you
no
can't slogan a
tagline.
slogan. Dicks.
Okay, before we close up,
Go.
we got to talk about the Leafs.
Okay.
Because,
We do?
yeah.
Do we have to?
Come
Yes.
on.
Okay, I'll give you a minute to talk about the Leafs. Go.
Austin Matthews played his first preseason game.
Was he astonishing?
He was okay. He had a post.
But he broke a glass.
He broke a glass in a warm-up. He did those things.
Woo.
When you hear the glass
Mitch
shatter.
Marner, William Nylander, Zach Hyman, Nikita Shoshnikov, Austin Matthews, Nikita Zaitsev. Holy shit. There's
They
a
moved
lot
that
of
puck.
names.
So what Greg's saying is
Names. Youngs.
they
Youth.
beat the only team that they're better than really badly, and he thinks they're going to be really good now.
8
Oh,
to
it's gonna be
1.
great.
8 to 1.
The one.
Suck it,
Hold
Buffalo.
on. The one gripe I have about that, Lamorello, end your madness on your jerk number conspiracy. Let Nylander wear a sweet number.
Yeah.
29 looks crappy.
No, he's 39.
39 looks crappy. Did he say? I thought it was
He's
29
39.
this year.
No,
Line
he's
is 29.
He's 39.
Oh, whatever. Garbage. Let him
I
wear
want
a
him
cool
to wear
number.
62. I want him to wear 62.
Wear any number but that. Just a number.
Whatever.
No, I lied. I want him to wear a cool number. Because
Well,
I
all
got
the-
his number. And then...
Marner
Yeah.
got his number.
Wow.
Marner's 16.
Is he... Well, he wore 93 in junior.
Won't wear it. Well, that's right. He was not allowed. You can't wear 93 in Toronto.
Why?
Doug fucking Gilmore?
Did he win a cup with them? No, like
No.
what? No. How many years did Gilmore play there?
Nobody's alive that won the last Stanley Cup. for
Here's the
Toronto.
thing.
I know that
that's a
wasn't.
lie.
I wasn't trying to be mean. I'm saying like, what made Doug Gilmore so good, and how many years?
Because
did
he was the he was.
He put up.
Okay.
He was a statistical god.
Oh,
I'll put it this way.
okay.
He was the next captain after Wendell Clark.
Who also didn't bring very many.
Enough,
wins.
Cameron!
I'm just saying. I don't get it.
He
How
was
many,
amazing.
How many? So he was the best of a bad bunch.
He brought them.
He was a
He
Brandon-
brought them the closest they've been since like the
Wasn't there
60s.
like an Eastern Conference game?
Eastern
where
Conference, yeah, where fucking
Gretzky, yeah. is
got
that-
fucking I sticks fucking Gilmore, yeah. Fuck him.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
Douche.
It still hurts.
Douche.
I was 2 years old.
We let him talk about the Leafs, and look what happens. He starts yelling.
So
It still hurts.
Gilmore was the best of a bad bunch. Gilmore
No,
was a Brandon
Gilmore was
Tanev
a very-
to the Jets the other
Gilmore
day.
wasn't. Gilmore
So
was
Tanev
the
was.
next. It's like I don't know how to put this into.
He wasn't
words
Sidney
for you.
Crosby, but he was pretty close.
Okay,
Oh my God.
he was very good for Toronto when he was there, and he was good when he was in Calgary.
What do you call him? The next captain?
He was the next captain after Wendell Clark, who was the guy in Toronto for a lot of years.
I got a title for a podcast. The next captain.
So he was the Blake Wheeler.
He was
to
the next
to
captain
their
after
Andrew
Wendell
Ladd.
Clark, who was the first overall draft pick they'd had in the new era of the hockey.
Okay.
So I don't know why that's funny, because that's actually what it was.
So the guy that's going to be
He
captain
was
after...
traded for Wendell Clark, so there was very low expectations on Doug Gilmour. A lot of people in Toronto were pissed off because they lost Wendell Clark. So then they went out, they got Doug Gilmour for Wendell Clark.
How many years did he play there?
I don't know, 5, 6,
Oh,
but he was
so
still
he was very
You know what this
good when he
means?
played there.
exactly.
In about 5 years, Austin Matthews, the new first overall pick, he's getting traded, and the guy that's coming over, he's the new next captain.
He's the next captain. Not
But
the
it's
next
different
captain.
because Wendell Clark played a lot of years in Toronto. He was drafted in, oh fuck, I don't even know. That's bad that I don't know. 70s, I'm gonna say.
He was the first overall pick forever for the Leafs.
For a very long time, yeah.
Oh, okay.
In like the new era NHL. But I can't remember. But he was there for probably 10 years as the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the most historic franchises ever. Who doesn't just give out their captaincy? That's this.
Are they going to give it out this year?
No.
If they do, though, you're going to have to eat those words. You know that.
Well, then it's going to be whoever they believe is the next captain for a while.
Okay, bring it on home, Greg. Bring it on home.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are going. They're full of captains, Cam. They don't need a C to have captains. Their entire team is a captain.
They are captains.
They're captaining a ship
They're
right to the
they're-
Stanley Cup Finals in 2019.
They're
Against who? The
The
Winnipeg Jets.
Philadelphia Flyers.
They're
They
the
can't
captain.
play the
Eastern
Phil-
Conference.
Fine, they'll bend them over.
They won't.
They'll bend them
Have
over
you
and say,
seen Ivan Provorov?
Yeah, that's
He got a
fine.
goddamn point in every game he's played in. He's unstoppable. Unstoppable.
You know they're keeping him, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And you know who
he's
they
not.
might keep too, and they piss off.
Travis Konecny.
Stop playing with my heart. When you cut him, I'm
They're
gonna cry.
keeping Konecny. Konechny's making that team, Cam. Live with it.
I know. I just want
All
to
I
be
gotta
over
say
with. I
is,
want that team to
what
be
do you
there.
think of this top line? Zach Hyman,
Yep.
Austin Matthews,
Yep.
Mitch Marner. That's not even what
They don't scare me. They're
William
not
Nylander.
big, but I mean, they're-
William Nylander with Soshnikov and Zach Hyman as second line.
I like it. I'm excited. I'd rather Leafs good than Leafs bad. I remember Sens Leafs playoffs, and that was the best.
What
We're
I've-
not ever going to see that again.
What
because
I've
Sens
learned-
are hot gabash.
What I've
But
learned, TSN will show the same amount of Leafs coverage, whether they suck, whether they're not playing, or whether they're Stanley Cup champions. So if they might as well show good coverage. Because when they suck, and they give them all that coverage,
I want
oh
to see
boy.
the Leafs play Washington in the playoffs. And then once the Leafs win, I want to see Ovi be like, "Well, we shouldn't have got Toronto. That wasn't fair. We're the President Cup winners."
I want to see the Leafs play Patrice Bergeron in the playoffs. By himself.
Hey, I just want to say, Greg, who are the two guys who scored in the World Cup championship game again? You want to just name those guys for a quick minute?
World Championship game.
Or the World Cup? Was it Bergeron and Marchand?
I don't know.
Kind
what
of funny
you're
how
talking
Canadians
I never watched
cheered for
it.
those guys in
Never watched
Toronto,
it.
nonetheless.
Didn't watch it.
You didn't
Didn't
watch?
see it happen.
Didn't see it happen.
I was busy on Thursday.
Yeah?
What the fuck was I doing on Thursday?
Not watching that game, right? For
I
sure.
wasn't watching it.
For
I was
sure,
doing
me
something
neither.
else. What
Me
the
neither.
fuck was I doing?
What Jets game?
I was not watching
Doesn't
it.
matter.
Bengals.
Where
Was
do-
I watching?
Where do people
No, I
find
wasn't.
us? By the way, your minute turned into 11, so...
That was not 11 minutes.
I told you! Look at the... Yeah, I did. It turned into 11.
11.
Go. Wrap us up.
Trying to think what I was doing last
You can
Thursday.
find us on our email at lastminutepodcast, Gmail at lastminutepodcast@gmail.com.
Do you even know how to...
Twitter at lastmaninpc, YouTube lastmaninpc.
No, that's incorrect.
Last Man In Podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, and
Just
you go
search
into,
it and find
go
it.
into the comment section. Tell us how you would spell Churchman, that guy.
C-Z-U-R-C.
Go into the. We want your hot takes in our comment section.
Only hot takes.
Yeah, we should call our comment
Hot
section
cakes?
like the deli, because there was lots of beef in there. The deli. You goddamn right, I thought of that earlier. That's great. Go to the deli. Give us your order. Tell us what you want in there.
Take your number.
Cam's the
We'll
worst
take your
time
number.
person ever.
All right. Have a good day,
The
guys.
fuck
See you
did I
later.
do on Thursday?
Probably nothing.